What is up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Super glad you guys are watching this one. And for today's video, we are going to be hitting a dumbbell only pull workout. Now in the last video, we obviously hit a push workout with dumbbells only, push being chest, shoulders, and triceps. Today, obviously the next in the sequence will be a pull workout, which is going to be our back and biceps. We're going to go for maximum fatigue with a proper efficiency, if that makes sense. Focusing on controlled reps, proper tempo, and things like that, since we probably will be limited by the amount of weight that we can lift. So I'll definitely give you guys a bunch of different pointers and tips just like the last video as we do the workout. But before we start, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. Today's video, unfortunately, the lighting will not be optimal in terms of outside lighting, simply because it's very, very rainy out right now. Right now, actually, the rain died down a little bit. It's still raining, but about 5 minutes ago, the rain was absolutely pouring, It's really funny because I took my pre-workout and literally 30 seconds later, a huge storm just like passed by. Like, took my pre-workout, counted 30 seconds, and then boom, the rain hit. I could hear it, and it was very intense. But regardless of that, we still will be able to hit our workout because all my weights and stuff will be covered up, so everything's going to stay dry out there in terms of my little mini gym area, so I'm not going to get soaked. Before we get started, really quickly, I just do want to take this time to really quickly say I do appreciate you guys watching these videos. I really, really hope you guys enjoy these. I appreciate the support. Again, I'm not a huge YouTuber right now. I only have like 100 or so subscribers, and my videos probably average about 100 views per video, but quite honestly, it's not really about how many views I get and how many subscribers I get. One of the reasons I love making YouTube videos and doing Instagram posts is obviously there's a personal component. I do like to track my own personal progress on social media, but at the same time, another reason that I do have these fitness accounts is to help you guys. And my main goal with each of these videos is to, in terms like fitness videos, obviously I do have a couple of sillier videos like my prank video, but with my fitness specific videos, my main goal for each of them is to help motivate, educate, or just inspire in general at least one person. That's the main goal for this. If I could just help make a difference in one person's life, then that's my goal will have been accomplished. Because I love working out and the fitness thing and bodybuilding. It really changed my life, and I hope you guys who are into it, I hope you guys allow that light into your life as well. Thanks guys again, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go get these gains. Let's make sure we make the most gains we possibly can. Let's go absolutely demolish this workout and build that mile-wide cobra back and those peaking biceps. Quickly, just want to show you guys what we're dealing with right now. I don't think you can see the rain too much. Maybe you can. But definitely, it's very loud and it's definitely pouring. All right, folks. So as usual, we are going to be starting with an active warm-up. The focus for this warm-up obviously will be to warm up the back, make sure we get some nice blood flow going on in there, as well as decompressing the spine, lubricating the joints, and then of course just increase that blood flow all around to reduce injury. Here's just a couple of various different warm-ups that I did on this particular day. Again, I don't have any specific set routine, but there are a couple of, constant ones that I like to keep a little bit constant throughout each workout. The general trend, though, is obviously warm up the joints that are going to be specifically worked throughout that workout, as well as just increase blood flow throughout the body. All right, guys, so the first exercise on today's workout will be resistance band rows supersetted with resistance band straight arm pull downs, or lat pullovers, depending on if you are using dumbbells. If you only have dumbbells and don't have resistance bands, then of course you can go with just a dumbbell variation for both of them. But for this particular one, I wanted to go with resistance bands because I did have them on site. So we're going to be going for about 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps each. This is more for a kind of warm-up phase as well as a pre-fatiguing phase, depending on how aggressive you go with these reps and how heavy you're going. But regardless, I really want you guys to focus on pulling to the particular part of the back that you're trying to work. So for example, if I want to focus on kind of my lower back muscles and I need to develop those more, I would definitely recommend pre-fatiguing those particular muscles by pulling toward more of the belly button area. Similarly, if you're trying to warm up and or pre-fatigue those those upper back muscles, then obviously you're going to pull higher towards maybe your chest or maybe a little bit higher than that. It kind of depends on which part of the back you are targeting. But the general thread for these is squeeze those back muscles, mostly those lower and mid traps and lats, and obviously you want to get a good stretch, and of course, as always, focus on that controlled form and time under tension. All right, next up, this is going to be more of our heavier movement for today. I want you guys to be doing dumbbell incline high rows. These are going to be a tempo variation with a 3-second negative. Now we're going to do a pyramid scheme with this for 3 sets, 15, 12, and then 10, obviously increasing weight as we drop the reps. So a couple of pointers and tips. I want you guys to pull the dumbbells to about chest level, I would say. That is my recommendation. And the reason we're doing these high rows, because I should mention, is that it's going to be targeting that upper portion of the back. As I mentioned earlier, you kind of want to pull toward the particular area of the back that you want to target. So with that said, the focus on this exercise will be those low and mid traps, as well as those rhomboids. Now I want you guys really focus on driving with those elbows. Try to eliminate bicep involvement as much as possible, okay? I cannot emphasize enough focusing on driving the elbows and envisioning your elbows moving rather than you pulling with your biceps really helps to target the back muscles. Next up, we got a superset. We got some bent over dumbbell low rows, as well as dumbbell lat pullovers on the bench. So for the low rows, we're going to be doing a pyramid scheme again with about 12, 8, and then 6 reps. And then for the lat pullovers, we're going to do just everything the same for 12 to 15 reps and obviously 3 sets. So one superset would obviously be going, do your reps with the low rows and then doing the lat pullovers, and then that would be one superset. So with the low rows, I really want you guys to focus on keeping that pull a lot lower than the first exercise. With the first one, we pulled up more towards our chest level, but with this one, we want to pull towards the belly button or lower. The purpose of this is to target the lower back muscles, those lower lats, and more of that meatier mid back section. Again, always drive with your elbows on these row exercises. And as for the lat pullovers, I want you guys to focus on that deep stretch of the lats and squeeze the glutes at the top of the movement. Also, really quickly, I just want to say, please do be careful when you are doing these lat pullovers. You don't want to drop the dumbbell on your face or chest. That's going to hurt. So just make sure you do have a very strong dumbbell. Like it's not like about to break apart, not about to fall apart. And make sure you choose an appropriate weight. All right, next up, we got some wide grip pull-ups. This is somewhat of a finisher for the back muscles. For this particular day, I did one set of 20 seconds for as many reps as possible. Now for this one, as you can see, I did use my kind of squat rack and barbell. Whatever works for you, whatever is good for you and what you have. So with this finisher set, I really want you guys to really focus on stretching the lats. Again, driving with those elbows down and back, really contracting and squeezing those lat muscles at the top position. Another pointer is really try not to use too much bicep or forearm. I really recommend using a hook grip to reduce this, involvement. This is something that I've always done with my pull-ups to really focus on targeting the back muscles as opposed to the pulling arm muscles. So this is obviously going to be a burnout for the lats. And again, if this is way too easy for you, then definitely add an extra 20-second AMRAP as you gradually get accustomed to this workout. Alright, so next up we have some dumbbell shrugs. All we're doing is 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Now this is a very simple movement, so I don't have too many pointers for this particular exercise. The only thing that I would recommend right now is just really focus on squeezing those upper traps at that peak portion of the movement. I personally try to keep my elbows extended, and I try to really only use my trap muscles to lift the weight. All right, last official one for the back. You kind of may or may not consider this a back muscle, but we have some rear delts. Now, recently I am trying to target my rear delts on both my push days as well as my back days, simply because they are a lacking body part. So we got some bent over dumbbell rear delt rows, supersetted with some bent over dumbbell rear delt flies. That is a mouthful for sure. But anyways, for the rows, I want you guys to go for about 3 sets of 10 to 12, and for the flies, again, 3 sets of 15, obviously being supersets. So for the rows particularly, I want you guys to focus on kind of like a pendley row stance, kind of like where your back is parallel with the floor. Again, I drive up with my elbows as usual for all my rowing movements. Again, try not to get too much bicep or forearm involvement. And for this one, because we are targeting those rear delts, again, you're going to be pulling at a more higher angle. So you're going to be pulling towards the shoulders rather than chest level or belly button level. And of course, for the flies, I really want you to imagine the kind of chest fly movement that you would normally do, for a chest bench kind of fly movement. I mean, all it really is just the reverse version of that. The tension is placed in the opposite direction, and really just focus on like you're giving a backwards hug. And for that one, I really try to squeeze the back of my shoulder, that rear delt at the top position. Again, leading with my elbows. All right, to kickstart the bicep focused portion of this workout, we are going to be starting with some dumbbell incline curls. And for the first 2 sets, we're going to be going for 20 reps with lighter weight. And then for the last 3 sets, we're going to be doing 10 to 12 reps with a more moderate weight. Now, reason I say light, moderate, and not heavy for these is because dumbbell incline curls, because of the particular position you are in, it's going to be a lot harder for you to kind of curl a lot more weight as you normally would. The reason being is because the particular position you're in during the movement allows for a near constant tension on the biceps compared to a standard standing curl. So if you would normally be able to strict curl kind of like 30 pounds or so, for like 3 sets of 12 or so, with each hand of course, then you might only be able to do like 15 to 20 pounds for 3 sets of 12 on this particular exercise. So as for some pointers, I really emphasize not moving the shoulder joint. I want you guys to keep it stationary. The focus of this is to concentrate on those biceps. If you do move the shoulder joint upward, you're going to be targeting a little bit of that front delt, and that's not the purpose of this particular exercise. The only joint that should really be moving is that elbow joint. So you really want to get a full concentric motion to the top, really hard squeeze at that top position, and then you want to really stretch all the way down with a controlled tempo for that effective negative. I also recommend the cue, take your pinky to your shoulder, as this is something I use to focus on getting that, tall bicep peak. Me personally, I have very poor bicep peak genetics, so this is something that I am often considering as I do my curl variations. All right, next up, we have a bit of a more heavier bicep exercise, and this is going to be dumbbell hammer curls. Now, I want you guys to go for a simple 3 by 10 to 12 reps, and on this one, you can go for a little bit heavier weight. This is going to be a heavier movement because of this particular exercise. Number 1, it is standing, and number 2, you're generally stronger in this hammer curl position as opposed to just a standard strict curl. So I really want you guys to overload those biceps at this point, as well as that brachialis on the side of the bicep. And here you see I have just a little bit of momentum, which I usually recommend can be fine unless it becomes excessive or the movement becomes just a pure jerking motion, or you're not really feeling it in your biceps, or if like your form is absolutely terrible and you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, as you can see, I have a little bit of momentum, but I'm keeping the entire movement controlled. So this is kind of like a semi-cheat hammer curl, as you can see. But regardless, I'm still getting some solid work in. So again, this hammer curl focus on that outer brachialis muscle, and it really also has more of a forearm extensor involvement as opposed to a regular curl. Again, the primary movement should come from that elbow joint, as with all curl exercises. All right, and for the very last exercise, we are going to be doing a burnout finisher for those biceps. If you have a resistance band, great, use that. If not, go ahead, grab your dumbbells. We're going to be doing some curls. So for this one, you're going to be doing one last set, 30 seconds AMRAP, and until complete failure. You really want to engorge the bicep with blood to really maximize that bicep pump. Really focus on the squeeze, especially here, and just rip it out as much as possible for this last minute burn. So give that a shot on your next pull day.
Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up the workout. Again, it was a pull workout, so it's going to be your back and biceps. I know it was an absolutely killer session, at least for me, especially if you do follow the advice and pointers that I give you guys. It's definitely going to be a killer session for you. So I hope you guys give this one a try. Let me know how you like it. If you like the video, please leave a like, and if you have any comments or questions, of course, comment down below in the comment section. So yeah, guys, we got some more workout videos to come. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.